guys, today I have a lot of really fun things to play with and to show you, and I'm going to combine them all in one video because like I've said before, I am going on a trip very soon and I just don't have as many days to film before I leave as I would like to, so I'm not going to be doing individual videos with some of these things that maybe you would want me to, so I'm just going to include them in this video and we're just going to play with a bunch of things. So I think the main focus of the video though is going to be the new palette from Whatsup Beauty. This palette is already available. I don't know if there are codes. I don't even know if I have a code with this brand, to be honest, but I've been so impressed with their first palette, the Desert Monsoon palette, that I'm really excited to be testing this out. So this is called the, let's see, the Geode palette, and here is what the palette looks like. It is actually a really pretty neutral palette. I definitely consider this to be a neutral palette, but it does have some pops of color, just like their first palette. Their first palette was also mainly neutral mattes with more exciting shimmers, and I feel like this is the same way, but if the quality is as good as their first palette, I'm going to love this. I also got a really fun package from Unearthly Cosmetics. They sent me all of their new kind of multichrome gels. So there are two different kinds of formulas in these. There are the sort of more flaky ones, like the ones that I just tried from Bella Beauty Bar, and then there's also the multichromes, which is the ones that I'm the most excited about. I'm not going to include swatches of those in this video because they did an amazing swatch video over on their channel. It's like 2 minutes long. I will link it down below because I'm not going to be able to show off the shifts in these as well as they have already done. So I'm just going to link their video so you can go check it out. And if you want more information about that, you can get it in that video as well. And they also sent me all of their new blushes, which I'm so excited about. I've tried some of these already and they are beautiful. So we're definitely going to use one of those on the face today. I also have a couple more in here. Like, they have a lot. These are the ones that I put in here because I felt like these are the colors that I probably wouldn't get the most use out of. This highlighter though looks beautiful. Can't wait to try that one out. I also am going to try a lip liner from Ace Beauté, just a new shade that I haven't used yet. I also have some lip products. I'm trying to like move things out of the way here so I can show you everything. I also have some lip products that I got sent from Wet n Wild because they came out with new lip glosses, and these are called the Mega Slicks. So I got a full package here with all of their glosses, and I'm gonna open this. I'm gonna show it to you. I've already taken one out because I wanted to wear it. I've already worn the neutral one, but there's a bunch in here. I don't think that I'm going to do a lip swatching video or anything like that with these because I simply just don't want to add, like, how many are even in here, like 15 glosses to my collection. Like, I really don't need that. I don't use glosses that often, and so I would rather keep most of these sealed so I can give them away instead of wasting all of them by swatching them on my lips once. And also some of these colors aren't colors that I usually go for in glosses, so I'm gonna pick one of these out to go with the lip liner that I'm using, and we're just gonna see what happens and what I can do with that. So I'm gonna put these aside for now because I don't know what eye look I want to do yet, but I do know that I want to use one of these multichromes as probably an eyeliner. I think that could be really fun, so maybe I'll use this one. This is a blue to green to purple. This is like your base. I feel like this is the kind of color that you think of when you think of a multichrome. Like a black base multichrome, I feel like this is it. So I think we're gonna do that along with the palette. And then I also got, hang on, just need to put things away. I also got a really nice package from BK Beauty because they sent me their brush collab that they did with Angie. And I have seen these kind of floating around. I was like, these look nice, but like, I don't need more brushes. Last thing I need is to buy more brushes, but when I get them sent, I'm never going to say no because I always need new brushes. Can anyone relate? It's like, I feel like the problem with having too many brushes is that once they're all dirty, it's so many to wash, but it's great when you have clean brushes that you don't have to wash. So I got sent this set because they are actually launching these as individual brushes, and looking at these, some of these shapes are fantastic, and there are a couple really small blending brushes. I'm so excited to be using these. So I think we're just gonna go ahead and jump right in. So I think I'm gonna save, what do I wanna save for last? I think I'm gonna start with eyes and then we can do the face products after because I'm not sure exactly what kind of eye look I'm gonna end up doing. So I just wanna kind of do this and see where we're at with that after. So let's see, I'm gonna blend this out and then we're gonna do something fun. I think I wanna do something kind of like brown and yellow and maybe a little bit of green. I'm not really sure. We're gonna see what happens. I feel like with the multichrome eyeliner, I wanna pull in some of the colors that are in that eyeliner in my eye look if I'm able to. And since there is a green shimmer in the palette, maybe that's a good way to go. So I'm gonna start by using this brush. This is the A502. I do have an affiliate code with BK Beauty. I'll have it on the screen. Don't remember if it's affiliated or not. I think it might be, but it'll be right there. And I'm gonna dip into the shade here called Lava, which is the yellow matte, and I'm gonna use that as a transition shade to the brown hair, which is called Terra. And then I think I'm just gonna do the green on my lid. And then we're gonna play with that eyeliner. I think that's gonna be kind of fun. And we're just gonna see what happens because I am excited. I feel like I'm gonna really like this formula because, like I said, the formula on their first palette is fantastic. So we're just gonna see what happens. I do wish that they would have a couple more colorful mattes in their palettes though, but I get it. Like, this is more user friendly and is going to appeal to more people, which means they're gonna sell more palettes, yada yada. So totally makes sense. But as a color lover and not much of a neutral lover, especially when it comes to matte shades, I wish that there was a couple more colorful shades in there, but that is just me. Simply just me. And it's totally okay that not everybody is into what I'm into, but oh my god, look at the pigmentation of that yellow. Like, that is such an opaque and beautiful yellow shadow, and this brush is amazing and so soft. Yeah, if you are someone who don't like natural hair brushes, I know I keep going on and on about my Rephr brushes, but if you're someone who likes or prefers, I should say, synthetic brushes, please look into BK Beauty because their quality is so nice. And I didn't realize that they sold or that they even had like smaller brushes like this, because they sent me a set once and all of the eye brushes in that set are quite large, especially the blending brushes. So I haven't really ended up using them much except for some of the like more packing brushes that I use for my lid shades, but their blending brushes just are too big for me, the ones that were in the set that they sent me. So I just kind of assumed that they didn't have any smaller ones because I would have expected them to be included in the set. But man, these are really, really nice. Maybe what I'll do is I'll use a little bit of the sort of green shade, like a khaki green shade on my lower lash line. I'm gonna take the shade here called Clay just because why not, right? Let's try out as many shades as possible. And I'm just gonna smoke that underneath my eye, and I'm gonna do this before I go in with the brown because it's gonna be a lot easier to just kind of make everything come together when I already have this one down. And this is gonna blend nicely into the brown as well as the yellow, so I'm not too worried about them kind of mixing together here. But this is also going on the eye so nicely. Man, Whatsup Beauty has a really, really nice both matte and shimmer formula. Very impressed by them as a brand as a whole. They also came out with nail polishes that are similar colors to what is in the palette. They did offer to send them to me, but I'm not really much of a nail polish person. I usually wear press-on nails, and by usually I mean 100% of the time. So I don't really ever paint my nails unless it's my toenails, and I have a bunch of nail polishes already that I don't need anymore, and I didn't want them to send me like a full set of nail polishes that would just go to waste, you know? And I feel like nail polishes is something that you don't need me to swatch those, like you can get swatches elsewhere. And I'm sure that they are really nice quality because Whatsup Beauty did start out as a nail polish brand and then they expanded to doing makeup last year. And I'm sure if they can do makeup this well straight off the bat, like their nail polishes are going to be amazing. So I really like this. That looks really, really pretty. Next, I'm going to go into the brown shade and I'm going to use the smallest here of the blending brushes from BK Beauty. This is the A504. This one is tiny. Like, this is compared to my Rephr 13. Like, honestly, quite similar. This one is a little bit fluffier, I would say. So yeah, I'm excited to try this because like I said, I did not know that they had brushes that were this small. So this is a shade called Terra. It's the dark brown in the palette. That is such a rich dark brown. It actually looks a little bit darker on the eye than it does in the pan. And I love that because looking at the brown in the palette, I was like, I don't know if this is gonna give me as much depth as I like in my eye looks, but on the eyes, it's definitely giving me as much depth as I want because that looks really, really nice. And it's also building very nicely on top of that yellow shade. Like, that looks beautiful. Just taking that about halfway onto my lid as well, just so I get a better blend with the shimmer that I'm gonna put on top. I'm not gonna take this all the way through. I've been liking having more of a softer front portion of my crease lately and just having most of the depth be in the outer corner, but this looks really nice. Whatsup Beauty also has an amazing brush set, just so you know. I know you see me use them quite often. I don't always say the brushes that I'm using, but if you see me using a brush with a pink handle, it's always from Whatsup Beauty, and their goat hair brushes are super nice. So depending on what you're into, if you like that, would definitely recommend their brush set as well if you're gonna pick up the palette. I'm just gonna take a little bit of this underneath my eye and just meet it up with the green shade. I'm not gonna wing this out too much. I don't wanna do a wing with the Multichrome liner. I just wanna do like a thick kind of line on top of my lid here. But this looks so nice. Just going back with the brush that I had the yellow on, and I'm just gonna bring this a little bit over the brown again, just to make sure I have a lot of this yellow, just so we can show it off to its full potential here, because it is a really, really nice yellow. It is tough to find good yellow mattes, especially that are this pigmented, but I really like this one. For the shimmer, I'm gonna try to use this brush from the BK Beauty set. This is the A504. It's a little too kind of slick and slippery for what I like with shimmers, but I feel like since I am using a glitter primer now, the brush is going to be sticky enough that it's gonna pick up the shadow pretty nicely. But for the most part, I like using flat brushes that are, I don't wanna say scratchy, but just a little bit rougher, that aren't super slick, because they pick up shadows a little bit easier, especially like beautiful glittery goodness like these are. So I'm gonna go into the shade called Peridot, which is the green one, and I'm gonna use, like I said, the sticky side of my brush here, and this shouldn't be a problem to pick up at all. That looks beautiful, and I'm basically just gonna put this all over my lid. Okay, wow, that is so much prettier than I was expecting, and I don't know why. These kind of shades, I swear, like they just don't swatch that well, but applied on the eyes, they look so nice, especially with a glitter primer. If you still have not gone on the glitter primer wagon, I mean, what are you waiting for? Because I promise you, you are going to fall in love with the shimmers that you have in your collection all over again, because it makes such a big difference to have a glitter primer. Like, just look at the sparkle and shine. That looks absolutely stunning. I love that. Ooh, and I'm definitely going to use some of that light yellow shimmer in the inner corner as well, because I know that's going to look beautiful. So I'm going to use the same brush. I'm going to go into the shade here called Citrine. This one isn't the same kind of formula. This is a little bit more, how would I even explain this? It's not as textured as the other one, but it's still very metallic, and it's a little bit sheerer, so I feel like it's gonna, wow, it looks so good, work a lot better, sort of layering over another shimmer and having as an inner corner highlight. I love that. Oh man, there's nothing I like more than having a yellow inner corner, especially a light shade like that. Oh, this really makes the look come together. And for an unexpected pop of color here, I'm gonna use a little bit of this shade called Rose Quartz, just on the front portion of my lower lash line. And I think that with this having pink in it, I think that Multichrome liner is going to really work well. I know it seems like maybe a weird color combination, but since I am layering this one next to a brown, I think it'll be okay. My husband just came home and my dog is very excited. If you can't tell, but this is also such a beautiful shade. Just taking a little bit more of that brown shade, just layering it in the outer corner to make sure that the shimmer is blended in with the matte. And I gotta say, I think I may have found a new favorite brush. I mean, this small blending brush here is so nice. Like, I'm almost a little bit shook at how much I love this, because I'm such a Rephr 13 stan that for me to say that another brush is in contention of being one of my favorite brushes, that says a lot. Again, this was the A504. These are now sold individually. This is such a nice brush. I can't get over it. Like, that is amazing. Okay, let's do the liner. Do I want to go in with the black base first, or do I just want to do, I think that's what I want to do, because this is a black base multichrome, so I think I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to use my Hindash liner here, and I'm just going to line my upper lash line. I'm going to do a bit of a thick line here. Like I said, I'm not going to do a wing because I do have hooded eyes, and I just don't like how that looks most of the time unless I do something really big, but I just want to have a base down for that multichrome. Gonna make it a little bit thicker just on the outer corner, but again, it's not really gonna be a wing because you're not gonna see this outer portion when my eye is open because, like I said, I do have hooded eyes, so I just like having it a little bit thicker on the outside here because then when I'm talking or looking down, it just looks a little bit better. Now for the fun part, we're gonna use this liner. This is in the shade, it does not have a name on it, so I can't tell you. I'll have it on the screen. I simply don't know the name because it doesn't have on the back here. Holy moly. That looks so good. Wow, that looks like such a sleek formula and so smooth. I am really excited to try this. I haven't tried anything like this. The only ones, like gel things that I've tried have been the more chunky, flaky ones. So let's see, what brush do I want to use with this? I guess I can use kind of a thick brush here. So I'm just gonna dip my brush into the Multichrome here. And it's very, very liquidy. So I do feel like I have to make sure that I don't look up for a little while after I put this on because I don't want this to transfer, but oh my god, this is so pretty. That is beautiful. I'm just layering this over the wing, obviously, or the liner, I should say. And this doesn't even seem like it needs to be built up at all. Like, that just looks so cool. So I'm just gonna wait for this to dry and I'm gonna just do some liner in my waterline and some mascara, and I'll come back and we can do the blushes and highlighters and lips together. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to face. I want to use another one of the BK Beauty brushes for my blush. This one is a little bit bigger than what I would normally go for. I mean, it does basically take over my whole cheek, but we're gonna try to make it work. It's also a little denser than what I would normally like, so I feel like this could actually be a nice foundation brush, which is probably not at all what it's intended to be, but it's definitely the kind of brush that I would prefer for foundation over something like something like blush. I feel like everybody does this. It's so hard to say blush and brush correctly in the same sentence because it's like such a tongue twister. But I also do want to show you, because I did get a comment asking if I could compare the Unearthly blushes to the Menagerie blushes, and I will say, looking at the Arthurine palette, just looking at them side by side, there's a couple in here. If you want to just take a close-up, you can screenshot if you want, but there's a couple that are similar, but I wouldn't say that any of them are necessarily exact dupes. Maybe like the light pink up in the corner in the Menagerie palette would be a dupe to this one down here, but other than that, I don't feel like they're super similar. And there's also a purple blush from Unearthly that I also don't feel like is really the same as the Menagerie one. Like the one here is a shimmer and the one down in the corner here is a matte. And the other one, it's not the same tone. Like this one is more mauve-y and this one is more purpley, the one down in the corner. So I wouldn't say that there really are any dupes, but they are, I mean, they're all blushes. They're going to be like in the same color family, if you will. So let's see, what kind of blush do I want to use today? I'm very tempted to use the orange blush because listen, I like an orange blush, okay? So I think I'm gonna go in with this one. This is the shade called Tangy, which is a great name for an orange blush. So I'm just gonna dip in. It does pick up quite nicely, but not like too much. So I'm just gonna start tapping it mostly in the upper portion here where I want most of the pigment. And I'm gonna do that on both sides. Like I said, I do normally prefer a brush that's a little bit smaller to do this with, but it'll definitely work. So once I have the color down mostly where I want it, I'm gonna start bringing it down and just getting a nice blend here. And I think that this blush is gonna look really nice with the sort of yellowy highlighter as well. I love that color. That is so pretty. So pretty. I do have a code with Unearthly that will save you some money. I'm pretty sure that one is just Annette 2 for 10% off. And I do know that this one is affiliated, just so you know, but thank you very much if you do use my code. And also, like I always say, let me know how you feel about the products that you buy through my recommendations, because I want to know how you like them. I know most of you, really all of you, I haven't had anybody say anything bad about Unearthly and the products that you've bought because of me, because, I mean, they have great products, so it would kind of surprise me if you ended up buying something from Unearthly that you didn't like, because, like I said, their products are just really, really nice and good quality. But this looks so cute. I really like that. I'm just gonna go over it with my powder brush just to make sure I get a good blend here, because that brush was a little bit stiffer, like I said, than what I normally use for my blush, and a little bit bigger too, but I think that looks beautiful. I really like this look too. It's very fun. So I'm gonna use the highlighter from Unearthly as well. And you can buy, I think you can buy compacts for these. I know they showed some on Instagram very recently. I don't know if they've come out with them yet, but I think you can. I got all of mine in sleeves because they did send them to me in PR. So I don't have like compacts for these, but I'm pretty sure you can buy them. So this is the shade called Golden, and it is a, let's see, it just looks like a sort of yellowy highlighter. So I'm gonna pick a brush that is a little bit, I'm definitely gonna pick a natural hair brush. Oh wait, maybe I have a brush from BK Beauty that I can use. Let me take a look here. Okay, I'm gonna use this one. This is a big eyeshadow brush, which I love using these for highlighters. This is the A503. Just gonna go ahead and dip that into the highlighter here, and we're gonna see what this looks like. That is really pretty, really pretty. I do like a yellow highlighter. It is probably one of my favorite highlighting colors. Yeah, I feel like this looks really nice. I don't feel like it's giving me a cast or anything like that. And it's not super glittery. It's definitely on the smoother side. It has a little bit of glitter in it, but for the most part, I feel like it's quite smooth and it just looks really nice and shiny. Now, again, I will say the same thing that I've said with the other highlighters from Unearthly, that I feel like they're pressed kind of hard and it's not that easy to like pick up a lot on your brush, which is a good thing with the blushes, but I feel like with highlighters, I prefer something that's a little bit looser pressed, but that is again just personal preference. But I think that that looks really nice. That is a beautiful highlighter. I can see myself using this a lot. And this brush is actually really nice for highlighter as well. Like I said, I know it's not what it's intended for, but that's never stopped me from using a brush incorrectly before. Just tapping the blush brush over this again to make sure I get a good blend. I really like this. Okay, so I want to use another lip liner from Beaute. I got another package with a bunch more of their lip products, and I don't know if they accidentally sent me 2 packages, if maybe I've been talking to 2 different PR people from Beaute, because I feel like I keep getting similar emails from like multiple people. And I don't know why that is. So I have another box full of their products. And the first package, I didn't get sent all of them though. So that's kind of like where I'm at. I'm like, did they just send me the rest of them plus the ones that I already have? Or did they not mean to send me 2? I don't know. I'm a little confused. But I do have all the lip liners now. And I'm going to use this one. This is the lightest of the lip liners. And it's the shade Priority. It's a very dark brown. So it's definitely not going to be like a nude for me. I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about this. But let me go ahead and try it. Wow, that is so much darker than what I was expecting. I'm gonna have to like fill in my whole lips with this because I'm gonna put a gloss over the top, and I don't like the look of a very visible lip liner with like a clearish gloss. So let me kind of work on this. So these are very, very creamy lip liners, I will say. I do like having a creamy lip liner, but it's almost a little bit too creamy. Like I already have to sharpen it. And I basically only use it once, but that's okay. Let me just make sure the lines here are looking okay. Okay, so let's see if I can find a gloss in here that I can put over the top. I feel like any gloss would look nice with this. I'm thinking I want to do, maybe I'll do this one right here. It's almost like a bronzy, sparkly gloss. I think that could look really nice. So I'm gonna put these back down. And I'm gonna take off all the stickers that drive me crazy every single time. I love Wet n Wild's products. Like the quality of their products is always really nice, but oh my god, like the stickers drive me insane. I know why they're there. I get it, but I feel like I'm breaking my nails every time I try this. Okay, so this is in the shade Call Me Rose, and I'm not going to put this directly onto my lips because I don't want the lip liner to kind of transfer. I'm just going to take it on my finger. So it's definitely more of a, it's not super sheer, but it's definitely kind of sheer. I'm just going to tap this over my lips. That's very pretty. Again, it's not like the most opaque, but I think layered over here. That looks really nice. I really like that actually. I wouldn't normally have picked such a dark lip to go with this look. I would just go with like a normal nude because that is what I usually wear. But since I wanted to try the lip liner, I really like this look. I can't imagine this lip lasting for very long though, because these aren't the same kind of long lasting glosses that they had before. Like I really like their super opaque long lasting glosses. I think they're amazing, but these are more just like sparkly, very shiny glosses. So just depending on your preference, I think that these are really, really nice. Like they're super comfortable and I really like the way they look. So those are, I think, all the things that I tried today. So let's sum up really quick how I feel about everything. Let's start with the palette. I think the quality of the palette is honestly amazing. And like the experience of using this, I feel like is always better than what I expected to be. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just that I'm always so pleasantly surprised every time I work with this palette, because looking at it, it doesn't look like all that, but it's one of those that you just need to try it. You just need to play with it. You just need to put it on your eyes and see the magic unfold, because these shades perform so well. They're so user-friendly. They're so easy to work with. They're so pigmented. They blend, they build. And the shimmers, I mean, just look at how pretty that is. Like that is stunning. Like I love this palette, even though this color story is not me at all. But I can mess with this because I got a really nice look out of it, and I'm super happy that I have this palette. Not a palette I would have bought myself, but like I said, so happy that I have it, because now that I have it, I want to keep using it, because look at this look, like this is beautiful. And the Multichrome eyeliner from Unearthly is also so stunning. I mean, I'm not doing it the most justice, just putting it on such a small area on my eye. But I think that if you were to put this like all over your lid, you would see such an amazing shift, and it dried on really fast. It hasn't transferred at all yet, which for me to have something as an eyeliner on my top lid that's not like a normal gel liner or a liquid liner, to not have this transfer is amazing, because with my hooded eyes, most eyeliners always transfer and I get like a streak right here. That's usually where it happens, usually on both eyes here. But so far this is wearing really nicely and I really, really like it. I also really like the blushes from Unearthly, and I really like the highlighter. I think that everything I tried today was such a hit, and I'm so happy to have all of these products in my collection, and I'm excited to keep using more of them. And I'm curious what I'm gonna bring on my trip now, because I have so many new things that I absolutely love that it's gonna be tough to narrow down. But that's the joy of being a beauty YouTuber. I get to try so many beautiful things and I get to just have so much fun. Let me know if you have tried any of these products. This palette is available now. Everything from Unearthly is available. I don't know if everything is in stock, but let me know if you're picking anything up and what you're excited about. Let me know what release you're the most excited about right now. I would love to know. Let me know what the last thing that you picked up is, because I'm nosy. I just want to know. Thank you so much for watching as always. If you want to see some other first impression videos, I have a never-ending playlist. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.